anyone's watching.
Hi everyone! Welcome to College of Lore. My name is Kate.
And I'm Jill. And we've got Jake and Chrissy and Camille with us here today. However, we are lacking a Neil today. And this is something that happens from time to time. You know, you're running your game and someone has something that comes up and life comes up. It always finds a way. And sometimes you got to choose life over D&D.
Mm-hmm.
So it happened. And so for tonight, what we're going to do is run...
Hold on one sec. There's some, noise happening.
Sorry.
Yeah. There's some rustling going on.
A mild rustling that sounds like an earthquake coming down, like maybe a landslide.
That would be me getting my dice.
Oh, okay.
Must be a lot of dice.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Be prepared. Okay. So what we're going to be doing in Neil's absence is we're going to be running Tuon as a NPC. And we're going to, Kate and I were talking about this a little bit earlier, and we're going to have it so that Kate will handle the combat because Kate has Neil's character sheet for Tuon. And we will be kind of allowing everyone who's kind of playing, and even the chat, if you guys think of something that Tuon would kind of maybe chime in for, or maybe say something, and don't abuse it, you guys.
Yeah.
Twitch
That's
plays
not the wild here.
Twitch plays Tuon, yeah.
I think we should have a party on Tuon's wallet. I think Tuon would want that.
Yeah, he totally would.
He doesn't like boats anymore, he decided.
He wants to invest in the boat technology.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's like, I've changed my mind. I love this boat.
He turned the boat into a barn. I'm tired of my boating ways.
So yeah, we're just going to, he will be an NPC tonight, and we will carry on and have a blast.
So Tuon, the character, is still here. I'll play him if there's a combat scenario that makes sense for him to take part in. And it's okay for him to take a back seat. We don't need to include Tuon in every interaction. But if anybody thinks Tuon would obviously something, then just jump in and say that. Yeah. And that's how we'll do it. And then Neil gets to watch this whole stream over instead of us having to recap for him. He just gets to literally watch it.
Yeah, so he will know what we're doing to him.
Yeah. So keep that in mind.
Both. He's a god, probably. What else is he into?
What?
Oh yeah, fishing.
It's mostly fishing and water.
Tradition.
Definitely tradition.
Of sorts.
Yep, definitely.
Keeping his hair slick.
Yeah.
That comes naturally, though.
I was about to say that's a very natural.
He doesn't have to
for
try
him,
hard for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking sharp.
Turns out he just has so much hair gel.
Yeah.
Just trying to make it look natural. It's all fish oil. Fish oil hair gel.
Yeah.
Or turtle oil.
Yeah, turtle oil now, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what ails you.
Yeah, it does.
Hi, Halcon Gaming. Welcome.
Sorry, that was also me. I'm on video.
Aw. I was excited and thought somebody else was here. Lokiwi's here, though, so that's very exciting.
Yeah, that...
Hi, Kiwi!
Love you, Kiwi! All right, so for tonight, we have a volunteer for who is going to give us a recap for an inspiration point. And we have the lovely, the wonderful, the majestic Jake. Take it away.
All right. So in our last session, we enjoyed a mostly leisurely boat cruise up north to Mystenvale. I say mostly leisurely because our generous royal quest giver had arranged for us to travel on a very unusual boat, powered by some kind of steam engine contraption. Poor Lob was white-knuckled the whole trip. He's not a fan of nautical travel in general, let alone all this modern steam engine business. And Tuon, our young friend with an old soul, he was worried that the march of technology was going to put all his sailors out of work, brought a whole bundle of oars with him, insisting we'd be better off rowing. As for me, just too fast and too noisy for my sensibilities, couldn't get a decent afternoon nap. The inventor of the boat, Ellie Joy Bell, came along with us on the journey. She seemed friendly enough, undoubtedly brilliant, perhaps a tad suspicious. She was adamant that we were not allowed to see inside the engine compartment. Perhaps she mistook this old scoundrel for a patent thief. I assured her that I've never had the head for gadgetry and contraptionism. I couldn't steal her invention if I wanted to. And besides, the door was better off closed anyway. Keeps the noise down. Ellie can keep her secrets. So anyways, our journey went smoothly, other than all the money I lost playing cards with Meldrin. Is he wearing a pirate costume all the time? Anyways, our boat arrived in the curious town of Mystenvale that seemed to be completely overrun with turtles and vendors selling turtle-based products. Even the local tavern was selling a special turtle-themed drink. We sampled a few of these drinks, and my memory gets a little foggy around this part. Anomalisa and Meldrin got on stage together, I think. I seem to recall Tuon giving an impassioned speech about traditional seafaring to anyone who would listen. Later in the night, Lob tried to stand on top of a table to prove a point about proper craftsmanship. It's all a blur. That turtle juice is really something. We awoke while it was still dark to a troubling scene. Some sort of ash was falling from the sky and coating the ground, but there was no fire anywhere in sight. The locals seemed as perplexed as we were. After investigating, we eventually made it back to a restless sleep, only to be awoken once again by someone running into town, yelling in panic, "Help! We need 3 stretchers. Please help." That's where we left off.
Holy moly, that was incredible.
That was super dope.
That was way more detailed and accurate than Namalisa's account from last time. And I had actually totally forgotten how we ended the last session.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you
Did
talked.
Bob actually stand on a table? I don't remember that part at all.
Oh, it's probably the turtle juice.
None of us remembered much.
Yeah, I could see Lob getting impassioned and very enthusiastic about certain types of hardwoods.
I could
Oh,
see
yes, yeah.
I could see Ruben embellishing a little bit.
No.
Also that.
Me,
Ruben? Well, that
memory's
was...
as sharp as it ever was.
Yeah, that was incredible. Thank you, Jake. Like, take
Thank
that
you, Jake.
inspiration and spend it well. You've earned it. That was amazing. The first little question I wanted to ask you all was just kind of taking, since like before we get into the actual action here, because we are about to. But I want to know what each of your characters was thinking in the moment when they hear the call for stretchers. Like, is there any kind of memory being dredged up here, or is it just kind of like a sense of that you need to go to action, or is there like what's the kind of thoughts kind of going through your head in this moment of hearing this distress? Maybe I'll start with Meldrin. What would Meldrin be thinking, hearing like someone's running through the street yelling for help?
Usually in the moments of chaos and panic, that's when Meldrin would slip into the shadows and usually if there's chaos, he may have been a part of it, or at least trust that the authorities will find him sketchy, so he usually runs away. However, he's new in this town, and he's feeling bolstered by how much people in the tavern like them, so he's thinking, his secondary thought, after he pushes away his impulse to run, is, I could totally be the hero of this situation.
I love it. Okay.
Think of all the lords and the ladies.
Yeah. All right, Lob, what would you be thinking?
I think Lob, his first thought would be, there might be the people that we're looking for, and then I think he would be thinking like maybe finding the appropriate first responders, as it were, like if there's a doctor or some other emergency personnel nearby. And then I think after that, like, if all else fails, he would just be like, okay, somebody needs my help. Like,
Aw, I
Yeah.
love that. So like kind of some logic in there, and then
as
Yeah.
fast as he can get through it. But yeah.
okay, perfect. How about Namalesa? How about you?
Yeah, so Namalesa's most recent memory of a stretcher involved her friend Ugarth, and so that definitely pulls at her heartstrings a little bit, so to speak. And so, you know, her mind immediately goes back to that memory of seeing him in the stretcher, and it's sort of, so there's like a negative emotion there associated with that, but she also just wants to help people, and she knows that she does have some capacity for healing, so if there's injured people, she definitely is eager to go see if she can help. And she's, you know, she wants to be out on an adventure, she wants to be taking part in these grand stories that she likes to tell so much, so she's definitely keen to go and help.
Awesome. And Ruben, what about you?
I think in moments of crisis like this, Ruben would definitely be remembering his ranger training. If you guys remember, Ruben was sort of in a strange mood from the dreams near the end of the last campaign, and he ended up going outside to sleep in his tent. I think I'd imagine that he would probably know how to make a makeshift stretcher out of his tent, and he'd probably have set out to start doing that.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so now we'll kind of zip back into what's actually happening. And someone's, running up the street yelling for people to bring 3 stretchers. So Ruben, you begin instantly, like you take down your tent with speed and dexterity and start kind of fashioning something that you can run toward the area to help. Okay.
What are you doing?
And we'll say Tuan is going to tag along with you.
I think Lob would also go with.
Okay.
Yeah, just because like him and Ruben are such close buddies, and I mean like they're both rangers, so they would both have this skill set.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine that rangers would have to have skills of like doing first aid out in the wilderness when you're nowhere near a town.
Yeah.
Whereas
So what do you two
Mildred
do?
would run over to Namalisa and say, "We need to help these people.
And she'll be like, yes, of course. So,
What do you think we should do?"
He's like, what do you do in this situation? I've never helped anyone like this before. So Namalesa's first inclination is we're kind of at the inn, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
she wants to ask the
Those 3
innkeep.
just ran off.
She wants to ask the innkeep or the barkeep about stretchers. Are there stretchers here, or do we know of anywhere that there might be some that we could grab and then quickly follow along?
Okay. He is going to say that usually when people are, he's probably kind of flustered. So you met him last night when you were asking about Ash. His name is Jaren de Bolbeck, and Jaren says, usually if it's really bad, we'll boat them down to Estersea City, but in the interim for stretchers, and he's kind of like blustering a bit, and he seems a bit overwhelmed. Like he's not used to. You're getting the impression that he's not very good in a crisis situation.
Okay.
And he says, if you need to borrow blankets or anything, you can take them. Stretchers. And he's kind of thinking, and he says maybe the inventor, Ellie Joy Bell, she might have something, and she's just across the street. And he's just kind of blustering around and he looks like he's kind of like he doesn't know what to do, and he's kind of like pacing a bit and kind of nervous.
Okay.
Was there a doctor in this town?
Yeah, there was. He's panicking a bit.
Okay.
His house is over near the end of town, but I don't think he's home. He was down and he went to Estersea. This is an awful moment for this to be happening.
Okay, so I don't have like an actual spell or anything, but I want to like put my hands on his shoulders and be like, okay, it's all right. We've got this. We're going to take care of it. You just stay here and don't worry about it. We're gonna go find the stretchers. It's okay. I want to try and I don't know if I could do like some kind of check or if you just
do like a charisma check, like maybe persuasion, like you're trying to like
Deathly Scream is now following us, so thank you very much for that.
Thank you for the follow.
A persuasion check, you said?
Yeah, like a persuasion. You're like persuading him to calm his jets.
Okay, that's charisma, which is good for me. Ooh, it's only a 10 though.
Okay, well, you know what? You have made a good impression on him throughout the night. Like last night you guys had serenaded the inn and did a really great job of it, and you have that little bit of rapport with him.
Yeah.
So he's gonna say, okay, and he seems like he's calmed down a little bit. He says, okay, Joy Bell will have some stretchers.
Yes.
The doctor should be back later this evening.
So I'm laughing because you turned into robot voice when you were saying that what he was saying, so it sounded really funny. Okay.
Okay. I've calmed down. Am I still a robot?
Ooh, just a little bit. It's gonna be all right though.
Oh no.
Yeah, we always do, not always D&D, but always some kind of RPG. So yeah. Sorry, responding to chat messages. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yes, he's calmed down now. That's great. So Meldrin, you and I should go over to Ellie Joy Bell's because I don't know that she has stretchers. I don't believe that she has specifically stretchers. But she,
I was going to suggest that.
Yeah, but she could come up with something better than I could, I think, right? Like, she's an inventor, so I feel like she'll be like, bop, 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 stretcher. So.
Yes, delegation. That's exactly what we need to do.
Yeah.
Let's delegate.
Okay.
I'll follow you and keep you protected from behind.
Thank you.
The whole time you're calming down the innkeeper, he's nodding like that.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, that's great, that's good, that's
Everything's
good.
fine. Doctors and stretchers. Good call. Good plan.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound like a silly question, but I feel like it's relevant to your character. What is Meldrin wearing this morning? I can still in a costume from the performance last night.
He did have to take off his face mask that he wears at night to keep his face fresh and you know.
Face spa.
Usually sleeps in like a nice loose shirt and not much else. He probably put pants on before he came down.
Yeah.
He's just like swinging loose. It's fine.
You should roll to see if he's wearing pants.
Yeah.
Roll for pants.
How discombobulated was it when he woke up? No.
That's a dexterity check.
I think that's a constitution, honestly.
Oh. He has a past of having to leap out of beds and go through windows at a moment's notice. He's very good at getting dressed very quickly.
That's fair. That is a skill that I can see him having. Yeah.
That works for me.
Fathers are yelling up the stairway, and lovers and husbands are showing up.
Yeah. I do imagine that as Annalisa was like, okay, we're gonna go look, all right? And like, she says bye. Mildred just steps up and like pats him on the elbow and then like just like, I'm here too.
Popped out, he's like, yes, good idea.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
All right. So, meanwhile, Ruben and Lob are working on a stretcher just outside of town. And you see who's yelling about this stuff. And he is a young fellow, and he's wearing like a plaid shirt, and it's kind of unbuttoned, and there's like a lot of chest hair, and he's got like thick chops, and I don't know if you would like to stop him. He's kind of running into town, and he looks like he's heading for one of the houses on the edge of town.
How old's this guy?
He's probably like, he looks like he's probably like 25, like kind of
Okay, yeah. So like
young guy.
it sounds like he's cut from the same cloth as Lob is. So I think actually, so like we're kind of passing each other in the night. Okay.
Yeah, like you guys are just quickly putting finishing touches up on the stretcher that Ruben was making with the tent.
Yeah, I think
definitely shout to get his attention.
Yeah, Lob's gonna jump up and like get his attention and like would he be able to like get up to him?
Yep.
Okay.
For sure.
Lob kind of just puts like one of his like big dad hands like on the guy's shoulder and it's just like, well, what's going on? What's going on, son?
Oh my god. Oh my gods. There was an accident over at the tree line. We were cutting trees and just something came out of the woods and it swung at Julie and
it's all right. We're working on some stretchers.
Stretchers, yeah.
Yeah. Where's about is it?
Oh, it's just, and he points back up the path, and it's a very clear path. There's no turns off it. You just keep going, and it'll bring you straight to the tree line. I'm not sure if the thing's still there. I took off.
Yeah. No, don't worry about it. All right,
I just wanted to get the doctor, and we need stretchers. We got to bring them back. I don't know what's out there.
We'll be on our way as soon as we can. We're here to help.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we know where it is now, so you head in town to see what you can find.
Okay,
Right,
and then
yeah.
he like revs up and like runs, continues running. Yeah.
Love does do like an assuring like pat on the back a little bit, you know, just to be like you've got help, you did the right thing. Like
good. Yeah, he seems a bit more reassured, especially seeing you two are close. You know, you're heading up on the case, so he feels like he's doing the right thing, getting help.
Oh, that's good.
And reassured.
And I think we established Tuon would probably come over with us as well, so be the three of us heading up towards the tree line.
Okay.
Great. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we'll just quickly, before you guys fully leave, because there was that little bit of time making the stretcher, we'll zip back to this short conversation you have with the barkeep, and now Meldrin and Namalesa are heading to Ellie Joy Bell's house.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach her house, she had shown you where it was before. She seems to be trying to pull something out of the door of her place, and it's like it has wheels on the bottom, and it looks kind of like what we would have today for our like an ambulance stretcher. And she's like pulling it out and trying to get it through the door, and she's like fiddling with it and trying to like come on.
Those things are so heavy, and she's so
She's
little.
very small. Yeah, as you might recall, she has bluish skin, and she's probably do I have it written here? She is quite short.
She's
about
halfling.
3'5". She's
a gnome,
brown
isn't she?
hair.
Half
Yeah,
gnome.
she's half gnome,
Half water genasi. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, great. So she's a water genasi gnome, so she's still quite wee.
Yes.
Yeah.
A water nomasi, if you
A
will.
water nomasi.
Probably would get offended if compared to a Smurf.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, that's bad.
Take that back.
Yeah.
Those are meta comments.
Ruben would
Hero
never.
voice on the wind.
Ruben would
Yeah.
never. Okay, well, let's, as we're running up, I'll say, is that a stretcher? Let me help you. And I'll try and,
Oh, please, just we gotta get it.
and I'll be like, I'll like go and like start to, and I'll be like, Meldrin.
Yeah, I'm the muscles of this operation. Ugh.
So if you
Hey,
remember,
what to do?
all the houses in Mystenvale are up on stilts, and there are ramps for each house,
Right.
and like stairwells, so they have kind
All
of
accessible.
it's all accessible, yes. And especially for Ellie Joy Bell's place, there's a good ramp, and there's also stairs on the other side of the porch. And she's just kind of stuck with it in the door. It looks like it's a bit too thick to get through, but maybe, you know,
Pivot.
folding it up a bit.
Pivot.
Yeah, pivot, yeah. So you go up and assist?
I'm certainly gonna wrestle with it until it gets out the door.
Okay.
Try to look as cool as possible, but
You're flexing while you do it.
I was gonna say you just achieve it, but if you want to do a performance check along with with it to see how well.
Can I do it? How often do I need to make performance checks with every single thing I do?
Well,
Yeah,
you
with-
said
with-
you did it with coolness. So.
Yeah. Let's see how cool. Maybe
But you
But you will
Namale
get it out.
maybe Namalesa will be impressed.
I'm trying to find a D20. Found one. Not my good one. Though.
You need to get your thunder dice out the way that Chrissy did.
The thunder dice.
I forgot that muting my mic was a thing I could do.
On! Yeah!
Did you get a nat 20? Oh,
No,
19.
not
19.
quite. It's 19.
That's pretty
damn
good.
Perform is,
Solid.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a 19.
ooh, my perform is a 5.
Ooh,
Ooh.
24. Yeah, you
Like all I'm good at.
you step up there, and it's like you've done this 1,000 times. You just step up and you're like, excuse me, and Ellie Joy Bell's like, oh, like little, like flustered, and you just like suavely
Step
just
aside,
take it.
ma'am.
You crunch it a little, twist it a little, and it just comes out like a
And,
knife,
like-
hot knife through butter.
For some
It's
reason, like the
alright, you
perfect
lose
lighting
this
to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The perfect lighting to like just like coming like and like highlighting all your planes and your
Yes.
yeah.
A wind flutters by, and
Mm.
my open shirt is sort of below.
Yeah, it's majestic. It's glorious.
Namalesa like looks away immediately. She's like, ah, God.
Oh, I can't be having these thoughts about him.
And Ellie Joy Bell says, "Thank you. We got to get this up. This someone's yelling for help. I don't know what's happening. Can you take that? And I have another one. I can get this one out. I've seen what you did. I can be right behind you."
Okay.
And she runs back in the house and she starts like tugging on another one.
Can I give her advantage to getting it out by yourself by watching how good I did it?
Okay, let's see how she does.
Also, I'm pretty sure that Namalesa can also move things.
Yeah. She
So
can.
she-
She's
you-
got a strength
I-
of 10.
I just rolled for it, and you gave her advantage. I did take the advantage, and the first roll I did was a 2, but the second roll I did was an 18. So she was
Nice.
inspired by your glorious presentation, and she was able to get the stretcher out, and she's going to follow you.
She was very attentive about what you were doing.
Yeah, she was watching.
Watched
like,
your every move.
Later, you check your pockets and her number is in there.
yeah,
Mark on it.
yeah.
When did she?
How did? Okay. Okay, so are you? What are you two doing now?
Yeah,
you do
we're-
have 2
We're gonna-
stretchers.
Go in that direction.
We're gonna figure out. So I don't know if this guy is still coming. Can he tell us?
Yeah,
which way
you
to
see
go?
him, and he's been running, and he. You heard the yelling stop for a second.
Yeah.
And then a beat, and then he's like running again into town.
Okay, so we'll just stop him and say, "We're here to help. We're here to help. Which way? Which way should we go?"
It's up that way. Three guys were up that way, and they had they were fashioning like a stretcher of some kind, and they were running up that way. I see, Ellie, you've brought stretchers. Do you have well, I guess you don't need a third one. They've got one. They've got something.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go find the doctor, and it's just up that street. It's up that road. You can't miss it.
Okay.
But there's something there. It's
What-
big.
what is
It came out
it?
of the trees. I
I'm
don't know
sorry.
what it was. I couldn't see it. It
Oh,
was
that's
just
a detail I definitely missed. There's a lot.
there's something there. It's big. It took Julian out like he was nothing.
I don't know who Julian
Sounds
is.
like you'll need a little more than a stretcher.
Well, if we can get them out of there, then it'll be okay, right? They'll be okay, right?
It's gonna be fine. Let's go.
Now, Melissa, I think we might have to do a little more work.
That's great. I'm looking forward to it.
She's like walking away while Mildred's having his moment.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, can you smolder and walk at the same time, please?
So like she was gonna go grab a third stretcher, and then when he says that they don't need the third stretcher, she's gonna come with you guys.
Okay.
And I'm
We're
not
booking
really
it.
good in combat, though. If there's, I'll help get them on the stretchers, but if combat breaks out, I don't think I'll be a good choice to
It's
be on.
okay. We'll take care of
Okay.
it.
Okay.
We'll protect you.
So Ruben and Lob and Tuan, the three of you have a head start. So you guys are heading up toward the end of this road, and you're noticing as you go that there are tree stumps everywhere, as you discovered last night, and you notice that there are a lot of stumps pulled up and a lot of sapling planting has gone on over time. And you were both aware of some issues they were having growing saplings recently. And this is the first time that you've gotten a chance to really take a look at them. But you're in the middle of an emergency, so I don't know if you like what you would like to do here. But what you do see is vast expanses of land with the trees chopped down very cleanly, and some stumps are dug up, and there are a lot of saplings planted, like tons and tons of saplings planted. And as you continue on, you see the edge of the trees. And do you want to do anything before you get there?
So I had imagined that Lob and Tuan would probably be the ones carrying the stretcher, because
Okay.
Ruben's a little frail. So perhaps I'm running ahead. I want to try and see if I can discover any hints about what sort of beast is on the loose here, and in case we're running directly into danger.
Okay.
Do a little bit of scouting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ruben, what do your half-elf eyes see?
All right. So do you want to roll let's say a survival check? And I'm not sure, I know there's at least one person who has an advantage on survival checks from our first session where people got some boons from an introduction to Estersea, and I can't remember who it was.
I think Ruben and I have advantage on survival checks in the woods.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're kind of in the woods. It's just that they've been chopped down.
Yeah.
So I think that's
saplings are wood.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
They're
true.
just
That's true.
measly wood, but they're still wood.
So yeah, if you want to roll survival with advantage, or you could roll nature if that would suit you better.
Survival with advantage works for me, and that's just roll
Your
roll
D20.
twice and choose the highest.
Yes.
And yes, that's the one.
What time of day it is? Is it?
It's early morning.
Okay, so it's not dark.
No, it's not dark. It's not dark.
Okay, so with advantage, I'm rolling at 16.
Okay. So you run up ahead and you edge a bit closer to. Okay. So what you see is the edge of the trees. You run up closer and you see a machine that has an arm stretching out that has a saw on the end, and it looks like it has been smashed, like something has hit it so hard that the arm has bent and fallen on the ground. You look and you see 3 figures lying near this machine that has been damaged quite a lot, and you see 3 figures on the ground, and 2 of them are kind of trying to get up, and the third one is not moving. You scan the line of the trees, and you do detect movement deeper in the trees, and the tops of the trees are moving a little bit.
Very ominous.
Big boy.
Smoke monster. Or maybe a polar bear.
The Tarrasque.
Oh my gosh. Jill.
Or a Tarrasque.
We're only level 2.
Yeah, so Lob sees the figures on the ground.
As you get closer, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think Lob is going to go and try to help the ones who are trying to get up.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah, just assess their damage.
Okay. So you run up, and there's two men and a woman, and they're lying there, and they're all wearing flannel, and they're all they've been, work boots, thick fabric on their legs, and you can tell they were working on cutting down trees.
I can smell it on them.
Oh yeah, they smell like pine fresh. They weren't cutting pines, though. And they each look like they've taken a beating, like something has hit them very hard, but it looks kind of like they each got hit once, but they were very hard hits.
Yeah.
And one of them's been hit like on this side of the body, and then the other one's laying over that way, and they've been hit on this side, like they've been like,
so it's just like
batted around.
Whap. Yeah. It's a big cat.
So can we assess like the nature of their injuries, like maybe quickly see who's the most critically injured and try and get them onto the stretcher, maybe see if any of them are able to stand?
Yeah. So you can definitely see that one person's legs have been severely damaged, and it looks almost like a tree has fallen on their legs, like they're that damaged. And but the other two might have broken arms and ribs and stuff like that.
Can I roll
you need to do a medicine check to tell.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I roll a medicine check just to see what kind of first aid I might be able to provide these folks?
Yeah.
2 on this.
I was just gonna say that's a nat 1 for Lob.
You can't tell. They're pretty.
They
dirty.
look perfectly fine.
Yeah.
They could just walk it off.
No, walk it off.
So Tuon has a +3 to medicine, but also whenever Namalesa gets there, you guys have seen her like physically heal wounds before, so yeah.
And you guys would be coming up now. It's kind of hard getting these wheeled stretchers over the stumps and stuff because that's like difficult terrain. So it's taking you guys a while to like wheel it over everything, and it's built pretty well, but I mean it's
not made for the woods.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like when you have one of those like wheelie luggages and you're going over like gravel with it.
Yeah.
It's just bouncing around.
Yeah. It's a little awkward. Yeah.
Ellie Joy Bell's like taking notes, like, I might need shocks.
She has just like giant like treaded wheels on them.
Exactly. Okay, so we'll say that while you guys are kind of assessing the patients, the other two catch up.
Okay. Well,
can we see the commotion in the forest?
Roll a survival, nature, or maybe perception, like whatever one of those three you want to lean on for this. I like giving options because I don't mind, like if people can argue something that they would use that skill, I will definitely hear you out.
I'll roll nature.
Yeah, but all those are really bad for me.
Ooh.
They're all bad.
I got a 19 on a nature check.
Ooh.
Looking into the woods.
I did not.
Okay, well, I will say that you do see the trees moving when you're looking around, and with nature, this brings to mind a memory that you had long ago, where you did see something large in the woods that you couldn't really put your finger on.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that the trees are moving, you've never seen anything like that before. Like you're thinking that whatever it is either really strong or really big and strong, but
so it's definitely strong, but potentially also big. Okay. Okay, and
it seems to be moving away.
Okay,
like you're getting the feeling that it's moving away from that area.
That's good news. And I can see 3 bodies, 2 of which are like moving and one of which is not moving.
Yes.
So Namalesa will go up to the one that isn't moving and try and cast Healing Word.
Okay. So
Do that from far, far away.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
I
do that
guess.
from 30
Hey!
It's 60 feet. Yeah, I'm like, you're gonna be fine.
Okay, so at these words, like the figure stirs a little bit and like opens his eyes, and he holds his head and he looks around, and his legs still look pretty bad, but he's awake now, and he's kind of leaning up, and he's like, oh gods,
Can you believe that I don't have a pencil?
I can't believe you don't have a pencil.
That's a very foreign concept to me, and I'm assuming also Jill.
Yeah, we're usually surrounded by pencils.
Okay, I'll use a pen, but I'll just mark on a different piece of paper.
Okay.
Just to keep track of my
Don't
spells.
make any mistakes.
Yeah, well, it's like I gotta keep track of how many spells I've used. I can't mark in pen because I get those back every day.
There's something in the trees.
Yes, I've seen it. It's moving away.
Can we all hear this?
We're gonna get you out of
Yeah.
here as fast as we can.
Thank you.
But also, let's go see what's in the trees,
What?
right?
What?
Everybody.
Melvin, I don't know if we should pursue the monster that's in the trees. Our first priority has to be getting these people to
Yes,
safety.
that's a great idea. That's what the smart thing to do.
And Namalesa will say,
I think they'll be fine. They're just a little banged up. That's all.
Namalesa says, I think that thing is quite big and strong. It's definitely strong, but maybe also big.
What thing are you talking about?
The thing
I
in the
didn't see
woods.
anything.
I asked the people if they can describe what it was that attacked them.
The woman sits up and kind of rubs the huge bruise that is starting on her face and going all the way down her body. And she says, it was big. You're right. It
Knew it.
came out of the trees, and she like spits out a tooth.
Oh.
And
Oof.
So it's big.
it was huge. I couldn't make it out. It was, the tree we were cutting down was falling, and it was falling away from us, but we got hit. It just kind of came out from behind. I guess it came out from behind the tree and just swung at us and batted us around, and I couldn't get a good look at it. It hit so fast.
Hey, Namalisa,
Yeah.
you ever heard of concussion
I
or
don't ha-
brain damage?
Sure, yeah. You think maybe?
Are you whispering? I'm right here.
Um,
I can
thank
see
you,
you.
ma'am, for your very good description of the large thing that was not a tree behind a tree that hit you.
But we saw. I'll say, look, I saw something in the woods.
Woods have all kinds of mysteries. It's
Like
possible.
a bear?
Maybe it was bigger than a bear. I
Big-
think
Like a big bear?
could be.
Do any of you want to roll an investigation or survival check of the area to look for evidence? And
Love
kind of like,
will roll their survival.
okay.
That's a nat 20 plus 4.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, Lob.
Can't do medicine worth shit, but he knows survival.
Okay.
Woods.
So you've heard what they've said, and you kind of walk over to the area that was indicated where they had just cut down a fresh tree. You get over there, and you don't see a fresh tree chopped down. What you do see are huge footprints that have many toes aiming in every direction. The toes are long and go from thick to thin, and you can tell that they're heading off, and you can tell some trees have been like bent out of the way for this creature. And you do see these footprints. They're probably like this big around each
Yeah.
These fools didn't try to chop down an ant.
About
Like,
yeah, that was my immediate thought. I have like an ent figurine like on my TV stand, and I'm just like,
This was self-defense.
yeah, that's what I think. That's what Chrissy think. I don't know if Lob would know what this.
But you rolled survival. If you want to roll nature as a chaser, you can.
A chaser. Chaser.
Chaser. I think the word you're looking for is hunter, but okay. That's a nat one.
Oh, great.
You've never seen anything like this before in your life.
This is a weird cat.
Yeah.
You know it's big. You know it's powerful. You know the tree's missing. You know that there's footprints. You know exactly where it is by how fresh they are. You can tell how fast it's moving. It's kind of moving slowly away. Like you can tell all kinds of stuff, but you do not know what that is.
No, I have no bleeding clue. I have no mental image of what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just know it's big and it's got weird toes.
Lots and lots.
Lots of weird toes. All right.
Well, so, I mean, we know that woods are dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a bear. Y'all should just stay in the town or the city. Just don't come out here anymore.
And then
Lob kind of wanders back. He's like, wasn't a bear. Don't know what it was. Wasn't a bear.
It was one of those, the things with the claws.
A bear.
Well, the other...
An owl bear.
Oh.
A cat?
owl bear.
Oh, we've seen
That
those
sounds
around.
horrible.
It's like a bear, but bigger, smarter, and cuter. If you're into birds, I guess.
I also have an owl bear figurine over here. So this is like...
And then Jane pipes up again, and she says, "We have to come back. We have to make our quota." And she's picking at her like two.
No quota's worth this. No worker's worth this. You head back to town.
Yeah, Ruben's definitely grumbling about that. He already disapproves of this.
We have an order.
Slicing contraption.
We have an order to fill for just and then one of the other lumber people says, "Shh, it's confidential."
Oh.
And she's like, "Oh, well, we just have our deadline and we're trying to meet the quota."
Well,
And she looks chastised from the other guy.
Do y'all have
you'll-
workers' comp?
Say it again.
Do you have workers' comp? Because this is a
No,
crap
what-
quota you gotta read.
you guys need to unionize.
Yeah.
Close. We're close. Actually, could we get out of here?
Yeah, what's the status on loading everyone onto stretchers?
Yeah, let's get everybody on the stretchers.
Lob, you're on it.
I feel like Lob could lift one by himself.
Yeah, I think.
It's one per arm.
Yeah, well, I think Lob is going to carefully lift up the person who was out cold, who's just kind of waking up, just to kind of get them settled in as soon as possible, and goes over to one of the really nice stretchers that Ellie brought. Although those would be kind of bumpy, but yeah, no, I think actually he would trust the one that Ruben and him and Tuan made.
Right.
Trust
More.
our ranger intuition over the
Yes. Yeah, well, I think it's also he's thinking he saw how bumpy they were, and he's just don't want to jostle these bones any more than they already have been.
Her stretchers are as rough of a ride as her boat.
Wow, that is some shade.
Mm-hmm.
Elliott's I'm right here.
I don't think I realized that Ruben was such a
We value you.
critic of the boat as well.
Once there's weight on the stretchers, they don't bounce around nearly as much.
Still, I think we could provide a smoother transportation. Plus, we'd be faster. So
Okay.
We need all three stretchers. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then he starts putting the other two on the ones that Ellie brought.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. So, what do you do now? You have all of the patients safely on stretchers.
I think me and Meldrin, it would make sense if we took the handmade stretcher, which is hilarious because I think it's the tallest person and the shortest person. But you are mostly muscle, as far as Lob can tell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that short.
Okay. You said, yeah.
I mean,
I mean, Lob is like 6'4",
I'll
so
hold it up here, and you.
yeah, Lob's got it down on his hips. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We'll put him on a little slide so that he falls down the end of it.
Yeah.
Doctor Ellie, is there a doctor? I'm going to the
Yeah.
doctor.
He's not in town right now, but he should be back tonight. It's the first house over there.
Why don't you lead the way, Ellie?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
I mean, is his house also an infirmary? Like, are we allowed to just go in and put patients?
And just put people in there.
Yeah.
There you go.
The basement should be open. It kind of is like the closest thing we have to like a community area, I suppose. He doesn't need to use it often for. Well, I mean, like if someone wanted to pray or something, it almost never happens, but they would probably do it in there. Or, it's just kind of like a little safe space.
Is his basement also on stilts?
I mean, yeah.
It's like the bottom floor. It's not a literal basement. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's not like underground because that's all.
It touches the ground. It actually touches the
It
ground.
almost touches the ground. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a low-hanging house.
It's like a basket underneath the house.
Yeah,
it's a house basket.
Aww.
Maybe there's like hammocks, like because they're like easy to take down and put up for patients. Until they can be transported to Estersea for major treatment. Usually it's just minor wounds that he's treating, nothing as serious as this. I could always ferry them into. Oh, I can't. You guys are taking the boat, but we'll have. There's definitely someone else will have a boat available. They can ferry them into the city.
Do that magic thing. Where they
magic. She looks a little nervous when you mention magic.
Well, with the touching and the magic.
Like the healers, the clerics in town.
Them. Yeah.
Oh, healers, yeah. Clerics, yes. Oh, of course, yeah. They do a great job.
Well, what about Tuan? You look like you do magic. You do magic, right, my friend? Hello, Tuan? Are you there?
Tuan does not.
Tuan,
Tuan does not heal these people.
What? Not at all?
No.
I thought all wizards did magic. I mean,
wizards.
I don't know, magic users.
All of them did what? Is this this is
healing?
No.
I think it's Meldrin talking, right?
This is Meldrin.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's not Camille.
No, Neil knows the difference between different classes. Yes. Meldrin maybe doesn't as much.
So yeah, let me just.
I don't think he had any.
He can do medicine checks. He's got a +3 to medicine checks. And
does he have any medicine kits or whatever they're called? Healing kits?
No, I don't think so.
It's not much of a heal boy.
No, he's a priest, but not a healer.
I didn't know there was a difference, says Meldrin.
Well, I have learned.
Now I know.
But don't worry.
Useless priest. Sorry.
There's probably some medicine kits in the doctor's office. Like we can just let's head down and get away from these woods.
Yep.
All right. Yep.
Okay. So she leads you back towards town and into the doctor's office, which she reaches into the mailbox and pulls out the key and opens the main door and puts the key back and the main door opens into this like on the bottom floor. Opens into a room that has a space where you can hang hammocks up, and there is a ramp up that you guys can push the stretchers and walk up easily with the stretcher that doesn't have wheels. And there's a cabinet that she goes over to looking for any kind of healing stuff, and she pulls down a couple of potions and runs them over, and she says, he does healing potions, there's a couple here. And she brings them over to give to the patient.
Are those I'm like, I've drank my fair share of potions in my day, and I've learned they all look the same. But
she takes like a little sip of one and like tastes it. She said, "Yeah, that's a healing potion for sure."
Wow, Ellie, you are off the hook. You are a wild, wild woman. Remind me to take you out for drinks sometime.
She blushes and her eyebrows go up, and she's kind of flustered a little bit after seeing your display, getting the stretcher out of the door. All adding up. And she
definitely has like a low-key crush on him right now. So.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not sure how low-key it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at least medium key.
Medium key crush there going on.
Well, that's to be expected, I guess.
And she runs over with them to hand one to the ones that look the most wounded to her. So she hands one to the woman who spit out one of her teeth, and one to the man whose legs had been damaged severely. Not to the guy who reprimanded her earlier, or reprimanded the other lumber person earlier.
So can Namalesa go over to that person who didn't get a potion and just like say, you know what, I think your wounds aren't really as bad as they seem actually, and I feel like you're healing quite well even already. And she'll cast Healing Word to heal him up.
Oh, and he like feels his ribs. He's like, I think you're right actually. I thought my arm was broken, but I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I could tell.
I could pop back into place.
I could tell that you're tough. That you're tough and strong. Yeah.
Oh, and he looks a little bit charmed himself. Like, oh,
yeah.
tough.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, I like the idea that this doctor in this tiny town keeps his key. Like, he keeps his door locked, but literally probably everybody in the town knows that he keeps his key in the mailbox. So it's like...
For emergencies, like if he's not there, he definitely trusts the town enough, and he just leaves his key.
At least put it under a flower pot.
A flower pot with like a key painted on the top.
Yeah.
Meldrin knows a thing or two about where people hide their keys.
Well, I could have told you it was there. I actually knew it was there before she reached in.
This is the discussion you guys are having while like, people are tending to patients, and you guys are like,
oh, I'm definitely checking the room out.
Okay. All right. So Ellie Joy Bell is distracted, and the lumber people are all being like treated and administered care. So if you want to take a snoop around, I don't know if you want to roll stealth to do a kind of... Oh, so you're just going to brazenly roam around?
I'm just looking.
Okay. Roll
looking.
I will roll stealth.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Sleight of hand, I guess.
Sleight of hand, yeah.
No, I'm just looking. I'm just poking around. I'm being nosy. That's all
Okay.
it is. So investigation or perception? I was weird.
If you're just looking, like just kind of scanning the room, you're gonna do perception. But if you're like rummaging a little and you're looking for specific items, maybe or anything, I'd say investigation. So you can kind of choose.
Nothing specific, but like if there's something like a book that I
just kind of.
Okay.
Maybe just like underneath there. Maybe like open this drawer, just a little.
Okay, I'll say investigation then, because you're like investigating.
Wait, is
area.
it? Yeah, I like.
Incriminating.
I find this discussion between like perception versus investigation pretty interesting. Like in my mind, perception is just seeing things or perceiving things with your senses, whereas investigation is like putting two and two together and like noticing something, like the meaning of something or whatever.
Yeah.
I think the
And
clue
also
is that one of them is an intelligence check and one of them is a wisdom check.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
So that's fair.
Yeah.
I am just trying to notice. I'm
Okay,
not
then
trying
use
to-
perception. If
yeah,
you're not
find
really
anything
trying to search for anything in
Put
particular,
something
like-
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I only rolled 12, so it's the most average thing that could happen.
Okay. You notice that there is that what did I call it before? Like a
Cabinet?
cabinet. A cabinet, it's closed. She had closed it behind her, and you know that's where the health potions had come from. There is a there's the hammocks. There is a bookshelf that has various like small trinkets and stuff that maybe people have left during visits that might have some religious meaning, but you notice they're kind of dusty, like people don't really use it often, but it's like a multi-purpose room a little bit. There's a desk, and at the desk is like under the desk are there's one that has 3 drawers, like one side has 3 drawers and the other side has just like folders of paper and information and some medical books.
Can I check all the usual spots for hidden compartments in the desk?
Sure. So that would be, we just had a discussion about investigation versus
I think that would be an
perception.
investigation. I am investigating. this
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta
look,
kick
he's
it at
looking
the
specifically
side.
for a thing.
desk. I'm reaching underneath for the latch, you know, and just making
Looking
sure
for
there's
false
not
bottoms.
You're using like previous knowledge to deduce where something like that might
Yeah,
be.
exactly, because
Therefore,
I've-
yeah.
seen my fair share of trick desks
Yeah.
And false bottoms.
and false bottoms.
What? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I'm just gonna
False
pretend you know
bottom
what
to
you're
drawers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what he meant.
Yeah.
And also he only.
I
rolled
thought
a
we were
3,
talking about
so I have
butts.
No idea.
Yeah.
But he looks like he knows what he's talking about when he checks out this desk and then rolls a 3.
Yeah,
Oh.
so you run your fingers under the desk. You don't notice anything like popping out or any kind of lips or anything like that. Not that kind of lip, Chrissy.
I am picturing mouth lips in all fairness.
Also,
But I'm picturing just like just like running your fingers under a desk and just like feeling
Finding
the
lips like,
just-
"Ah!"
And then you just sort of back away slowly.
that's called a mimic, or what is it called?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a mimic. Yeah.
It's one of those moments where as soon as I said the word, I knew it was not
Lips? We're all
what I
like
should have
lips.
said. Because you know when there's like a
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
a little
no, I totally
ledge.
know what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a.
I
like
think
a
it was
lip,
an
like-
appropriate word choice.
The
and
point is,
then-
I find nothing.
yeah, you find nothing. You kind of stick your hand in one of the drawers and then poke around at it, and it sounds like there's no hollow secret compartments or anything like that.
Ah. He's pretty good at hiding stuff, whoever's the doctor here. There's probably more rooms here, isn't there? This is just the main room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one room. There is a door that looks like it leads to stairs. Because
I'm
what
not
else would it
gonna,
lead to?
I'm not gonna break
You
it
knock?
in. Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to. Okay, I think it said you knock on it. Like,
Hello.
Are you really gone?
I'm fairly convinced that everybody in this village is a country bumpkin and has nothing to steal. I mean, to investigate and look at. With
In
my
all
eyes.
fairness, I think the only person who would have anything worthwhile to steal would probably be Ellie.
Yeah.
And she probably has traps at the wazoo.
Yeah, but I don't need to steal from her.
Yeah,
Right.
fair.
She might
can
invite you
just
in.
bust her out.
Stolen something from her.
aw, Jake.
So our 3 patients in this room, are they all close together, or do they have any sort of like privacy from one another.
There's no privacy really. It's just the like kind of these like hammock beds.
Okay.
One of the patients looks really healthy now. After Namalesa just kind of observed that he was looking pretty healthy.
But the other ones took healing potions?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, so yeah, I'd say they're all looking really like very much better.
Get some color back into their
Yeah.
faces.
Yeah.
Jane's tooth hasn't grown back or anything. That's just gonna be gone forever. But she says, I need to thank you for coming to our rescue out there. That whatever that thing was, I hope we never see it again. But thank you.
Yeah. Well, you should probably stay away from that area.
If
Yeah.
only we could. And then she kind of looks at the other two, kind of sad a little bit.
Can I try and persuade them to open up about
Yeah.
what they're hiding? Because
sure,
this is the
of course.
second time that they've sort of caught themselves. So I want to use persuasion to just be like, listen, you can talk to us. We're not from here, and we have no like interests in anything that's going on. And so if you need to open up about something, you can feel safe talking to us.
I would like to help Namalesa and just kind of be like a comforting presence to kind of encourage them to
I
open
feel
up
like
a
you could
little.
also appeal to them as a fellow
Yes.
woodsman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Respect for the
he's-
forest.
he knows what it's like to, have clients waiting on you, but
Yeah,
at the same
roll-
time, it's dangerous.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta take
roll
care of
persuasion with advantage.
with advantage? Thank
Yes,
God. Thank God,
yeah.
because my first roll was a 6. Oh, so it's 6 plus.
You do have an inspiration if you feel you want to use it for this.
Is that to re-roll?
No, you could. Wait, is it to reroll? I need to look up what inspiration.
Because
does.
inspiration usually would give you advantage, but I already have advantage from the help, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
Shoot. Okay, well, I've got 6.
Well, would it be advantage or would it be a reroll?
Well, I don't know. I
Because
don't.
it's
I
such a
don't.
different.
Well, I think that typically inspiration gives you advantage. Is that not true? I mean,
always
it's-
played it
it's-
that inspiration gave you a d6.
Yeah,
Neil's
think-
watching. He says
Inspiration that
he says re-roll.
no, it's
But like,
it's
wait a
advantage.
second. Advantage
It's-
and re-roll are kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
in this game you can't stack advantage,
That's right.
right? You either
But if-
have advantage or you don't. So if inspiration gives advantage,
Then it wouldn't work.
Then it
But
wouldn't
if it were a reroll, you could still reroll a dice, even if you've used advantage.
So,
it would-
do we want to
It's
look up?
semantics, but it kind of matters.
No, but so if it's a
I think
re-roll,
it's
if it's a
toast
re-roll, then I can use it. But I don't think
no,
it
it's
is.
it's advantage, or at least
Okay.
Yeah.
You've looked it up and it's advantage.
I've
then.
looked it up and it's advantage. But it's also one of those things where it's house rules, right? Like
Yeah, I don't.
It's
If you
something
want to
yeah.
spend it on this, I don't mind if you do. Like if you feel this strongly about this information, if you want to reroll again, I will let you spend your
Also-
inspiration on it.
Chrissy, what you're thinking of is bardic inspiration.
Oh yeah, no, it's just it's how my DM do as well. My
Which
other DM.
I have bardic inspiration.
I think you can't give it to yourself.
And
is
you
the problem.
inspire yourself.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Good job.
Awesome. Okay, so we're saying then that I can. So the inspiration, the advantage roll was like 6 plus my modifier, which is 9. So I don't think that's enough. So we're saying then that I can use my inspiration to roll another single d20 or another roll with advantage.
Another single d20.
Okay. Nice. It's 19.
Nice.
Yeah. They were like, okay, I'll tell
Yeah.
you.
Is that with your persuasion modifier added?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, Jane kind of looks at her cohorts and says, actually, I can't really tell you, but could you walk me to my house? I'm kind of nervous of like just everything that's happened.
Yeah, of course.
Does she
That would be
indicate
great.
that she wants Lob to go with?
Yeah,
or
like
just the two of them? Okay.
I just don't want to be alone. And I mean, it's been really rough. And one of the guys, the guy whose legs were crushed, he kind of puts his arm. He's like, Jane, yeah, that was really rough. And she's like, yeah, okay. Well, I'll see you guys later. And she kind of looks at whoever wants to join and kind of signals with her eyes to kind of like,
Yep.
let's go have a chat.
Skedaddle.
They can't speak openly in front of one of them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So she leads you towards her place, and once she feels kind of confident that she's out of earshot, she says, yeah, well, all of us are really strapped for cash. We've kind of invested in this idea, and it's a big idea, but I'm part of the Explorers Guild, and we are trying to build a ship that will get us out of Estersea. The only way to build this ship is to get enough lumber to do it, and we have a wealthy benefactor. It's not just the money, it's the idea. It's getting out.
What's outside of Estersea?
That's just it. We don't know.
What are her cohorts here thinking of her spilling the beans?
She left with Namalesa and Lob. And if you wanted to go too, you could have. Like, if you wanted to be there. But she indicated that she wanted to go home and that she needed
an escort. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I understand this. One woods person to the other. I understand, but at the same time, you can't do anything if you're hurt.
Yeah.
Or dead, Namalisa says.
You're right.
Yeah.
But if I stay here, if I don't try, it's not really living either.
I'm not saying stop. I'm saying put it on hold while you heal. Let your clients know, because what are they going to do?
Well, they'll probably hire someone to take care of whatever's in the woods, I'm assuming.
Well, then they can hire more hands, and if they end up clearing out whatever's in the woods, then that means that you can get back to work, and then you don't have to worry.
And
for now,
we're busy right now, but you can give them our number, and when we're done
with
when we're done with our thing here that we're doing, we could come back and have a look in the forest again.
Absolutely.
That would be great. That would be wonderful. Oh, you've already done so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll probably be level 3 by then. So
at least yeah, at least.
Could you do me one favor and not mention this?
No, of course not.
The Explorers Guild is very secret, and I don't think it would be looked at kindly if anyone
this is big.
knew. It is big.
No, I think that wanting to take care of a threat in the woods, which we very clearly know about, isn't suspicious or anything. So
it's very close to town, so
well,
it would make sense.
And if you're interested in joining, just maybe we could meet after you're done your business and we could talk about it.
Well, we can talk about it then, but until then,
okay. She seems really, really pleased with how this conversation went, and you arrive at her house, and she heads in and thanks you both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you need any help? Do you need anything brought to you?
No, you've been wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right. You heal up and stick to your guns. Let your client know.
When will you be back?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, we've got work up in the mountains for a few days, and then we'll be back.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to your return.
We'll be talking then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care.
And then you too. And then she'll shut the door.
Okay.
Slam.
It's like that awkward goodbye. All right, we'll see you. Okay, yeah, see.
When they left, Mildred and Ruben, do you guys do anything, or do you want to say anything or have any conversations with the two patients or Ellie while they're having their conversation?
Ruben's probably just trying to chat up the other patients.
Oh, okay.
Get some stories.
Yeah. So maybe they tell you some stories of a large white wolf they saw in the woods before, and wonder if you've seen anything like that.
Is that what attacked you?
No, definitely not. Like the wolf, it's never really come that close. We've kind of like seen it in the trees, but this thing was huge. Like it was way bigger than like the white wolf. Yeah, very big. But this thing must have been 8 foot tall or taller, 12 foot. I don't know. It's hard to say. It happened kind of quickly.
Was it on 2 feet or 4?
2 feet for sure. The wolf though was on 4.
Quite the story. I've spent a lot of time in the woods in my youth. I've got some pretty wild stories about things I've seen out there as well. There was one day when I was walking through the woods by myself when I was a much younger man, and suddenly my leg fell into some sort of sinkhole. And I tried to pull it free, but it was stuck. Got a chill down my spine when I realized that it wasn't mud or quicksand that was trapping me. Some foul creature had grabbed a hold of my ankle. So I panicked, and I tried to break free. But the creature just kept pulling on my leg.
What?
Just like I'm pulling your leg right now.
Oh, you.
Go on. I'm gonna let you finish. But is this one of your long stories or one of your short ones?
Well, I'm afraid the story already ended, my friend.
Oh,
You've had
great.
a busy day of heroics.
That was a really good story, actually. A+, 10 out of 10.
Jill was actually like on the edge. Like I was on the edge of my seat. I was like,
what happens now? Oh.
And so were the NPCs. Yeah. Good one. So you have made a good impression on these two gentlemen. They introduced themselves as Jack Lumberhill and Julian Hartwood. And
oh my God.
they mentioned their friend. They mentioned their friend Jane Branch. Who
Oh
had
my God.
been brought back to town.
I take it you're working in the family business.
Yeah. Long line of lumber folk in this town.
They don't really branch out much out here, do they?
No.
No, it's a big family tree. Is this line of work? Lob's not even hear it, but somehow you guys can hear his voice.
Maybe you're saying it when you're coming up the steps and you've heard them introduce themselves.
Hey, Ruben.
Yes.
In like fake names. Do you think these guys are legit? I am saying in like almost a stage whisper.
Almost above or almost below?
He'd like to think below.
I have my suspicions as well. I'm not sure if this band is entirely on the level.
I mean, they want to go out into wood. Like, they want to go to a forest where there's monsters.
Seemed adamant on returning in spite of what happened. I feel like I would never want to blame a victim after suffering such a terrible injury, but almost seems like they're tempting the fates out there.
So are you guys like, did you guys leave the room to say this? Because
we're kind of in the corner of the room.
They're just like
whispering and looking at them with sidelong glances.
Whisper, whisper,
And
tempting
I give them a
fate,
thumbs
whisper, whisper.
But maybe I do ask them, so how long have you been cutting down trees with these new steam contraptions? Never seen anything quite like it myself.
Ellie pipes up and she says, "Oh, I made that one about 6 months ago. It's been done being tested, and it's been working really well so far. And then
Not
she gets
anymore.
like this faraway look in her eyes as she remembers like the state it was in, and she goes, "Oh my goodness!" And she like, I gotta go get that machine, and she's gonna leave.
Is Lob coming in?
Yeah.
Like, okay, no, Lob's gonna catch her and be like, "No, you don't. No, don't you dare." Looks like a kitten from a sky.
I didn't even get to try the new adjustments that you suggested last night on the napkin.
Well, you can try those out later once we figure out what's going on and you have proper protection and muscle while you're out there. It's far too dangerous.
I know someone who has muscles.
Meldrin wants to go kick some butt.
Blob.
I mean, we could go have a look in the forest if you guys want to while we're here.
We could, yeah.
Forest. Maybe not in the forest. Maybe just
If
right
you
in front of
you
it.
help me get my machine, I can give you one of my inventions to take with you up north. That might be useful.
That would be useful.
Like,
Yeah, I've got this new. I think you guys mentioned maybe that there would be a cave involved, and
Yeah.
I've got this invention. They're like glasses, but they strap around the back of your head, and they help you see in the dark.
Sweet.
That'd
NVGs.
be good.
is that
MPG.
something we need?
Maybe.
Ruben with dark vision is unimpressed.
Yeah, I can
doesn't
already
say anything,
I
but
can
he's kind
already
of a-
see in the dark.
These young people and their technology.
Can't we all see in the dark?
Can anybody
Love-
not?
Lob is sweating inhuman.
I don't know.
Lob is saying that would be very useful.
I don't know if Tuon has dark
Yuan
vision,
probably can't either.
but also I don't know if he would use
them.
these
I
contraptions.
don't think he would use them.
He's not a
No.
huge Ellie fan, to be fair.
Well, I only have one set anyway,
Oh.
and
Are they
I was
adjustable?
thinking of you when I was working on them. So.
All
We
right.
only just met. How did you?
Well, I mean, you showed me this, and she like brings out the napkin, and you can tell that she has been looking at the plans that you helped her with last night, like over and over. And
Because there's like
she's
drool
also-
marks on it.
This is true.
there's also like scribbles on the napkin and like
Oh.
measurements, and it looks like she's really going to implement your idea.
Yeah. Oh. And Lob kind of like awkwardly looks around the group, just to be like, "Do we do this? Like, are we? Like,
Why not?
can I get some backup? Like,
Yeah, we can
The bear, right?
we can escort her.
Oh.
We can escort her to retrieve this machinery, and if we come
Yeah.
across something while we're there, then we do. And if not, we can come back after our little trek into the caves to take care of anything that's still bothering them.
Where's your
Yeah.
sense of adventure, old man?
Lob like glances at like the two people broken on the beds.
They look
Yeah, but-
really good now.
Strong
They look
adventure.
fine.
They do
Yeah.
look good, and I don't think Lob really realizes all of the magic and potions that have been going into them looking so good, and he's kind of like, okay, like,
They seem fine.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting up and getting ready to leave as well. And they're like, they take the hammocks down and like put it in a laundry pile since they're like used.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Don't
no
worry,
harm.
Bob. I'll protect you from the bear.
I'm more worried about getting to the folks lost up in the mountains, but no.
We will need to
There's
be
no-
careful though, because I'm starting to feel tired already.
I suppose you have used 2 magics.
I have.
3? 2, 3?
Mid-morning. We're not gonna have a break. I am raring to go.
Actually, wait a second. Yeah, no. It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Just
All
saying,
right,
you're
well,
gonna need
yeah,
to. We're
we
gonna
can
need to
move
like,
on.
if we run into anything serious, we can just run away.
Yeah.
We're just escorting Ellie to the machine, which is hopefully not deep in the woods. Hopefully, it's right on the edge.
It
No,
is.
it was right where the people were, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
It's right on
the
edge.
There's the sun in the sky.
Mhm.
I can see everything.
Mhm.
I feel
Yeah. Alright, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go with it. He
So
like
you
sets
guys-
her back down.
Holding her up this whole time while you discuss where you're going to go.
No, she's used to this.
Do you guys want to take a quick break at this point? Or Jill, is
Might
now
as
a
well.
good
It's
time?
9 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good for a break.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we'll be right back after a short break.
Usually about a
Yeah.
15-minute break or so.
Mm-hmm.
Be right back,
Alrighty.
everybody.
Right back.
See ya.